Everyone, welcome to Kids Make Watch YouTube channel. I spoke about last night during my live stream while I was broadcasting. I was gonna do a video. I'm gonna do it today just before the game's out. I'm thinking of doing it when we do have the bye. Normally we have the bye after Queen's birthday, and that's normally to assess our first half of the season. Because there is 2 games left, I am going to do a review at the end of the season when our seasons has finished. And there are you guys, but for me, this has been a terrible. Look, we had some terrible games this year. Some embarrassments, and I think you look back on it and you think, oh no, how can we be that poor throughout the year? But the facts are, we have been. We've been terrible. The disappointing losses that we've had, the big margin losses were against Melbourne and West Coast. Now, I can say that the West Coast loss I can understand a little bit because we have been them and they have been us. So that's always going to be a close game. It's always going to be a good game. Boys played one bad game. I think that was it. The Melbourne loss, I think, has hurt more than anything because we haven't been able to perform at our best. Where Melbourne just outplayed us to the point where there was not much fight. Now, I know the whole COVID stuff has hit hard on the boys, especially players like to play against their West train. But the facts are, they're not. If they're going to be training the group, it's only one group set, one session a week. Normally it is 2, but they changed it to 1 because of the whole Con McKenna situation. And the fact is that he's now retired, he's going back home to Ireland, and that's certainly good luck. But in having said that, I think because we've had a week along, like we had a 3-week period where we're going to Perth. But we've played all over the state, to be fair. Queensland, Adelaide, Perth, Sydney, New South Wales, and South Australia is one of them. Our last game in Melbourne was against Essendon. So I think it's because the players have to do it, and I'm not saying they've done the right thing or they haven't done the right thing. I just think as a team, when you're traveling, when you're in the hub for a long period of time, it does affect you. I don't care what people say, it does. It's still no excuses to the way we've played. And having said that, I think we need to perform better as a group. I think if we're not a top 8 team next year, then what do we stand for as a team? In all seriousness. the most disappointing losses that I can say was against Essendon. We look at Essendon now; they're shit. They haven't performed. Um, I don't mind Essendon as as a team because I've got respect for Essendon. Right? Yes, it's always a big game, and same thing with Carlton. Yeah, they're 10K, but you want to see them do well. Like, not against us, obviously. But I think when we look at it, I think it's been to lose against Essendon, who at that stage they've been what? Nobody in the run home, and you only played on the teams that you're supposed to play in. The context of going up against Western Bulldogs, the only good team they really beat was us. Other than that, I still think it's disappointing for us. So how the hell did we lose to them when realistically we should have beaten them? And look, I come out and I say the other team were good. They're better than us. They played a lot better than we did. But what people don't understand is I'm critical of Collingwood. I can admit when we play shit, when the umpires are shit, we just did not play well. Simple fact. So, a team against Fremantle, because Justin Romney is their coach, they played how we're playing. And I think Bucks got our coach in that particular day. So, you want to see a response. The problem was, after one poor loss, you want to see a response. And the good wins that we've had, and I'll say this because I'll admit to this, the Western Bulldogs, that was a really good win. That was a statement that we made specifically to this. Other than that, mate, we got two games coming up. Now, Port Adelaide one, that's an interesting one because, again, it's a type of game that we can play well against them. Other than that, I just don't see it. The improvement coming week to week to find out for the Port Adelaide game. Now, it is a big game, yes, it is, and you're just critical of the boys because, you brag for them. But, mate, I expect more from my boys than I do. I don't know when I'll be able to go to the footy again and watch the boys play, to be honest, or when I can watch them train. I like watching them train, I really do, because then I get a sense of, okay, well, what are we trying to do? To be honest, okay, I can see what we're trying to do. So, oh shit, fuck, didn't work out in that situation, and that's fine. So, I guess because the only things that we're seeing is the train. You see a little bit of training under these sort of circumstances, but you kind of get on what we're trying to do. The match simulations, we've had wins and we've had losses as well, because we got Gold Coast this week. Do we need to try a few things when it comes to that? At the end of the day, I don't know what the boys have got in plans. All I do know is that we need to be a better team. As harsh as what it is, it's reality, to be honest. If we're not a good team, we're going to be terrible. So that's the most good wins we had was against Hawthorn, including that, because that was a game where Well, if we did not win that, um, what would happen to the Western Bulldogs? What would happen to our season if it came down to it? The good wins we had was definitely, I can say, the Western Bulldogs and obviously Hawthorn, because we dominated them from the start. But we often see on what's going to happen or what's not going to happen. So I think we need to be a better team, realistically. But yeah, they're the most good wins that we've had because, to be brutally honest, them two wins stand out as well. Now, we dominated the game. We played like four quarters, so 3 out of 4 quarters. We get that consistency as well. As much as I don't like to, as much as I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna have to say it. That's the reason why. Um, but and now I'll talk about yeah the games that we the wins that we had, which was really important for our season. Now, for this, I'm gonna say Sydney, Adelaide, and Carlton. Now, when I say all three, North Melbourne possibly on that because we have learnt to play better in the second half. Now, second half wins, it might be well. It was really tight, but that haven't put us away. And teams like Carlton, North Melbourne are young, Adelaide and Sydney. It was always going to be a close game because you want to know how Sydney are going to play. Adelaide probably should have won a lot more, to be brutally honest, but a win's win in my book that I take this as a pride. So at the moment we're 7th on the ladder, 8.5 wins, 6 losses and a draw. Now it is 8.5 wins and 6.5 losses as well, including that. But I do see the lighter picture. Yeah, as well, I think that we need to be a better team. And I think we can be. Um, so we should realistically, we should beat the Gold Coast Suns. I don't mind the Gold Coast Suns. They are a young team and they have got some few players in to help them, but I still think it's the end of the season. They're not really playing so much at all. But we are going to play for something. That's what I like to say. We are playing for a chance to win the finals. And watch footy, I analyse footy. Yeah, I am harsh. I am harsher on Collingwood than I am on any other team. Do I expect us to be top four? Yes, I certainly do. Put my hand up. We're not playing the top 14. We aren't going to be top 14 this year. And to me, we need to do really well in finals for us to really be there. Now, we can jump to 6, and that's it. And we don't have to worry about travelling to Perth at all. So I think that's a positive sign for us that we don't have to do that. And is that being negative? No, I think it wouldn't be a smashing loss if we had to play West Coast in Perth. But we can sit down to about 8th or something, or still maybe 7th. So I still think at this stage we need to be 6th on the ladder. We aren't going to be 5th on the ladder. We'll be 6th. So top 4 the last 2 years, and we dropped out. Now, when I do another video on when our season does end, and I'll be doing reviews of the games and previews, that sort of stuff into finals. But we do have a couple of players coming back in this week, Anatol and Jordan DeGoey. So that would help us out a lot more. All we need is Jeremy Howard, which again we don't know what's going to happen with him. So keep playing well, keep playing that we need to make finals. I think we will. I think some results have gone our way a little bit with St Kilda losing. Obviously, do I think that Melbourne will be in the 8? I don't think so. They've proven too many times that it has hurt. Their performances have been up and down. I don't think they'll play finals. I think they should be a top 8 team for sure. And, you put people. I had them last year. I had them about 5th to 8th, about where they were. To be brutally honest, this year I had them about the same. It's just like, disappointing. They want to come out and at least play finals. So far they're in the 8, but for how long as well? So they have to rely on Western Bulldogs losing, to be honest, and Carlton to lose just to stay there. But other than that, we'll certainly find out as much as possible of the result. So what do I expect in the next couple of weeks? I expect effort. I expect us to win. And the Portland game is going to be interesting. Because I think we play well against them. But I still think that we need to play well against Gold Coast and give us a good percentage boost. And that's not being disrespectful at all. I think we need to win by 45 points. 40-point plus will be good for us. And then hopefully that takes us the confidence into the Port game, and we can be happy about that. We can go on and say, right, this is our moment. Other than that, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. So I see us as a big improvement to really step up a notch for this year. Certainly going deep into the finals. And next year we're just going at it. So this, I'll say a 20-minute video, but I did wanted to analyse it as much as possible. It's been a failed, you know, we're going to make finals, but if we do miss the finals, it certainly will be a failure. And I think that because you look on how we perform, and we've been terrible. As simple as that. I don't mind losing. I can handle a loss. But when we play disappointing against Melbourne, it's like, we played shit. You know? Do you want to overreact to the one loss? Yeah, the Melbourne loss was pretty bad, but I can kind of say, well, we haven't had inconsistencies with that. We've played well. I think when we have played shit, we've managed to step up and play good footy and rebound. Now, did I expect us to win that last game? Yeah, of course I did. I picked us against Brisbane. And another loss, you know, the close losses that we've had, yeah, the teams that we should not lose to, so I'm going to say this. GWS, we should not have lost to them. We shouldn't beat them in the prelim, to be brutally honest. But the time where we did play GWS, they were poor. And I can say that for a fact that we were poor. I'm not going to use any, any excuses or something like that. But we should have won against GWS. We should have won against Melbourne. The way they were playing. Yeah, they show some effort, but not enough. The Brisbane Lions loss. Again, that was another one where I thought at the time they showed some inconsistency in their performance. And what I mean by inconsistency is how they've won. Like they've kicked inaccurate and unlucky. The win against the Gold Coast Suns that they play against, I expected them to win. But yeah, it's not much. We could do about it. So like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to post notifications. I'll post a couple of videos soon. Go Pies.